Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today I'm back with weekly update number 27. So let's kind of just get right into it, I guess. We'll start off with week in review. This is the section of the video where I talk about, what's been going on this week and what's coming up. And the biggest thing, I'm going to kind of spill over to the restock section later, but our big restock arrived this week. Here's Gunpla. It arrived on Monday. 5 full pallets stacked high to the ceiling. Tons of awesome kits. I can't wait to show you in the restock section, or for you to see them on the website. They should be up as of the time that the video is up. We've got pretty good stock on a lot of these, but yeah, kind of notable was big. I think this is our largest shipment to date. Definitely our largest shipment here since moving to the warehouse from my house. We got a 5 pallet shipment last summer when I was still running the business out of my house. And that 5 pallet shipment was really like 4 pallets because 2 of them were half pallets. And that one was notable because of how much damage we got. And I'm very happy to be able to report that we had very little damage in this shipment, probably our lowest ratio of damage. I don't even think I have a full week worth of dings and dents out of the shipment, which is really awesome in the grand scheme of things. We lost a couple Sotheby's, I think. The Wing Proto Zero was the one that took the most, and then we had a few other kits that took some damage, but nothing super bad. Only 4 that I probably will be sending back, but that's really quite awesome. The end result of all that, though, is that the shelves up on top where we put our backup stock, at least on the outside edges of the warehouse, are completely full. We're really close to it, probably as full as they've ever been, which is kind of crazy. Thankfully, we've got some space in the middle, and interestingly, the shelves themselves are not actually full. I thought they would be a lot more full than they are, considering the number of kits we got in. But this is really a good sign because it means we've got room for a lot more stuff, which will be good because I think we've got another sizable shipment due in a few weeks. Can't wait for that one to ship. Well, I can wait until people buy some of the stuff off this one, because otherwise I don't think I can afford it. So that's been interesting. Kind of on the flip side of that, the other thing that's been on my mind a lot this week is placing orders. I'm in the process of placing my next big Bandai order. The interesting thing there is that, one, I'm going to start going after more non-Gundam stuff. So figurized kits again, Star Wars, various anime properties, things like that. So we'll be doing a lot more of that stuff going forward. But the other interesting thing is trying to figure out, one of the biggest problems I have running Mecha Warehouse, and I imagine all my competitors and anybody else in the space has kind of the same problem, is trying to figure out what to order and how much to order of it. And the biggest problem right now, because of supply issues, is that if I order 100 of something, I don't necessarily get 100 of it. I might get 0 because Japan has decided not to produce that kit this time around because Bandai has decided that there isn't enough demand to warrant a production run, or they're prioritizing the most popular kits first. Or I might get 20 of them, and I get 20 because they couldn't make enough for everybody who wanted them, and it was highly in demand, so they had to divvy them up based on how much everybody wanted. And in both those cases, it's really frustrating because I could place a massive order for, just throw out a round number. Let's say I order $100,000 worth of product. I might not get $100,000 worth of product. Trying to figure out how much I'm actually going to get so I can budget appropriately and order enough to get in as much as I can without overspending is extremely challenging. It's a problem I've been trying to figure out as I go. I'm sure more established retail businesses might know what to do, but I think this is kind of an interesting problem, somewhat specific to the industry. So I'm trying to apply my engineering knowledge and know-how to it to figure out what to do, but it's just been really interesting and something that will hopefully improve over time. And I think this is the kind of problem that gets to be more and more challenging the more you order, because you're talking about large numbers and overshooting could be very costly and be quite a problem. But so anyway, that's what's up with that. That's what's been going on lately. But I want to get to the restocks. So let's talk about restocks. And I've got a cart here full. I don't know. We've got a lot of new SKUs in. I'm not even sure how I'm going to do this because there is a ton of stuff. Half of it's probably kind of in frame here. A ton of kits, a lot of master grades, a lot of high grades, some real grades. We've got a bunch of stuff that I didn't bother pulling for this. Things like some of the 30-minute missions accessory packs and stuff like that. So definitely take a look at the site because there's going to be a few more things than I show here, but this should give you at least an idea of some of the biggest, hottest items, the majority of everything, and we got good quantities on most of these. Not as much as I wanted on a lot of them, but worth not taking your time if there's anything that you really must have, because I have a feeling a lot of these will be sold out in the next week or two, if not sooner. All right, so first up, let's go through some of the big master grades first. So we got a Astray red frame, custom I think is the designation on that one. Got a bunch of wing kits in. These are always perennially popular. Master grade Death Scythe Hell. I finished one of those recently. It's up on my Instagram. Wings Zero custom Verka. That was a really popular new release last year. Proto Zero, like I mentioned. This is an awesome kit too. I've built this one. I need to do decals on mine. And Epion is another one of the big master grades from the Gundam Wing series. We've got a few other big master grades here. Strike Rouge, Otori, the Shinmusha. This is one, I've got one of these on my backlog and I can't wait to build it. Well, obviously I can't because I haven't gotten around to it, but I'd like to build it. The MGNT1, the Gundam Alex. It's a pretty cool kit. All Chobe armor thing. The RG New. Big boy MG Sazabi Verka. And I think we missed at least one here. We also got the MG New Gundam Verka. So, MG New Gundam Verka, we also got that one in. All right. Let's work our way down to smaller items here. So some more Gundam Wing Master Grades. We got Tall Geese, Death Scythe, and Sandrock. All excellent kits. Kits I've built and would recommend. So I think that's basically everything. I'm probably missing some items. I know I'm missing all the effect parts and things like that. And probably a few kits that are missing too, but I'm not 100% sure. Ton of stuff. I don't know. We'll find out afterwards when I edit this if I cut this down a bit, because there's just so much stuff. And this section's going to be super long, but as you can see, we got a ton of stuff in, and like 70% or more of those kits are like awesome kits that everybody always asks for. People are always interested in, sell super well. So if you're interested in any of those popular kits, don't wait too long, because they'll probably be gone before you know it. I wish I had like 4 times as many as I got for a lot of those kits. So really excited for tomorrow. All right, let's move on to Q&A. So Q&A is the section of the video where I answer questions from you. We've got 3 awesome questions this time around. If you have a question you'd like answered next time, post it down in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. So let's get into it. So the first question is G Ming DL says, happy 2 years. Thanks for supporting hobbyists and Plamo enthusiasts this entire time. As for my question, what do you think is the most important modeling skill to develop first when moving past straight building and into customization? So this is a great question, and thank you for your thanks. So I would think my personal opinion on the like hierarchy of building skills kind of goes as follows. The first things before you get into customization, if we're looking at basics, fundamental skills, nub removal and panel lining are probably the first two and could go kind of interchangeably. They're like the easiest ways to make a kit look good, and learning at least the fundamental versions of those will always be helpful as you go. If you can't remove a nub on a straight build where you're not painting it and doing other stuff, you can't really remove it when you paint it. Some of that stuff gets easier because you don't have to worry about discoloration if you're painting, for example, but you need to know that skill. Water slide decals or dry transfers or stickers, those three skills kind of go interchangeably. I think water slides are the best personally, but that's probably the next thing to figure out, because in theory you can do water slides, panel line, remove nubs, and not have to ever go beyond that, and that all works out, but they will carry forward. After that, I would say painting and masking. Running an airbrush and being able to paint with that airbrush is kind of important in order to go to the more advanced skills. If you're doing photo etch and custom panel lines, if you can't paint, then you're not really able to take advantage of that, because a lot of the stuff needs to be covered in paint to look good and natural. And masking especially, because you can carve out your own panel lines and create more color separation, doesn't work if you don't know how to mask. So kind of good step there. And then after that, it kind of diverges. Weathering, creating custom panel lines, etching, scribing, that kind of stuff, photo etch, resin kits, all that kind of stuff. Once you hit that point, I think they kind of diverge, and it depends on what you want and what is most interesting to you. So hopefully that kind of helps. That's really just my opinion. I'm sure other people might have their own opinions, but I think as long as you look at it as a build-up approach, if you go all the way to the most advanced skill and don't have the ones before it, you can't really maximize what you do with that advanced skill. The Atol asks, Nick, have you ever considered doing scripted deep dive video essays, like a history of Gundam models video, or maybe a series of videos that spotlight different manufacturers in the Gundam model industry? I was also thinking a pro tips video series might be interesting, highlight specific techniques in model building. I know you're super busy with the warehouse, but this is perhaps something your new media assistant could help take on. And so short answer is yes. Not so much on the scripted deep dives part. I can't picture doing a lot of scripted content. Maybe I would in the future if I had the time, but I can't picture sitting down to take the time to write a script, and everything I do right now is just off the cuff. I'm not necessarily great at reading off a teleprompter. I just like to talk about what I want to talk about. But I definitely have thought a lot about pro tips, like tutorial kind of videos. I would like to do comparisons to compare different products in the market, different nippers, different sanding sponges, for example, just to see what's out there and what the best is, and help inform people. And I also have some ideas for other content regarding, aspects of the industry, or maybe talking to members of the industry in different areas. All stuff that will hopefully come on as I get some help with a media assistant, videographer, whatever. So looking forward to doing more content actually, and hopefully actually getting around to interviewing people maybe starting next week. This week's been crazy. All right, moving on. Final question, MWG. Your frustration visibly grows with each "how do you join the Discord" question. LOL. Do you have anything in the works for Mecha Warehouse branded items like tools and other model related things? I guess that's showing through. I'm trying not to show it through. I definitely noticed though, I'm seeing more and more of the same questions, and I think it comes with the territory as I reach more people with our content and have a larger customer base. But it definitely, if you ask my wife, I'm the person who never wants to do the same thing twice. She will watch a movie 15 times, and sometimes I'll go back and watch a movie, but after a very long time, I definitely can't watch the same movie like 3 times in a row. but she can. And so answering the same question over and over again is hard for me. It's definitely not something I enjoy, but it just comes with the territory. But as far as the actual question, do you have anything in the works for Mecha Warehouse branded items like tools and other model related things? Nothing really super super firm at this point. I would like to do Mecha Warehouse tools at some point. I'd like to do Mecha Warehouse decals and a few other things, but nothing is concrete enough to talk about as if it's coming. But you can expect at some point we will go after that kind of stuff, and when we do, it's going to be awesome, because I don't plan on doing like what a lot of other stores do and just have their name slapped on something else that someone else is making. For the most part, if I'm going to go after making tools, I'm going to figure out how to make our own tools or design our own tools and solve whatever problems there are in those tools. So that's coming at some point, probably. But who knows? There's a lot of stuff to figure out to get there, and obviously time is short. So that's it for Q&A today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.